Alright guys, so we know exactly what Hit is going to do on his arrival to Global Dokkan in a few days. I believe he comes out on the 23rd, so a few days from now. But this Hit is very, very good. He's mainly a damage dealing unit, and he does thrive at that. He does not have a defensive buff, which many people are sort of upset about. That does make sense to me too, because I was a little disappointed when Hit did not have a defensive buff. But the amount of damage he's able to do does sort of, I think, take away any problems you would have with defense. And then also, the teams that this Hit can be used on, the Universe 6, members that you would run from this category, obviously, it's pretty limited right now. Khalifa is okay, but she's kind of older, and while she's a solid unit, she's not like a game changer or anything like that, right? Same thing with Kale. Kale is good. Kale can do some good damage. Kefla is very solid, but it's a very small category. That's obviously why Hit is a dual category leader. Also, big shout out to the Dokkan Wiki, by the way. I do love how they did this, where they kind of showed units that have proper leader skills for the category, and then units that have sort of sub-leader skills for the category, right? That's very, very helpful. But Hit, he has a dual category leader skill where he gives 170% to Universe 6, and then he also gives 150% to the Universal Survival Saga. So, you can build a very powerful team. The Universal Survival Saga, I already thought was one of the best teams in the game, one of the strongest because of its consistency and the power of the units on it, right? A majority of the top tier units in the Universal Survival Saga all have the Tournament of Power key link, including Hit. Hit also has that. So all of these units work incredibly well together. They all function very well. And then there's a lot of Dokkan Fests already in here. Hit is a Dokkan Fest. Jiren, Evolution Blue Vegeta, we got UI Goku, we have Android 17, Angel Golden Frieza. Many, many Dokkan Fests have already come from the Tournament of Power and from the Universal Survival arc. So that's why this category and stuff is so powerful. Hit being a dual category leader really, really makes him good, in my opinion. Because, again, defensively will be his one weakness, but you're putting him on a team with Jiren, who has a 130% defensive buff. Blue Vegeta has a big defensive buff. UI Goku is a good defensive unit. LR Goku and Freeze is a good defensive unit. All of these units on this category are good defensive units. Even 17, 17 will give all allies a defensive buff, plus he also reduces damage when HP is 77% or below. So it's very, very easy to sort of cover up Hit's only weakness, which is if he would get hit in a really, strong event. So because of all these factors, this Hit is very powerful. And then as you guys might know, for, kind of, what is it? Getting the optimal units, the APT optimal, as a lot of the cats over in the Dokkan subreddit use, determining, what are the optimal rotations and all that. It only focuses on damage, and Hit can deal a lot of damage. So looking at this from a, what is the optimal team, Hit does very well. So shout out to Lalagami, and we're also going to be looking at a tier list by Roller ZZ, focused on this Hit. This tier list is going to be the Universal Survival Saga, sort of updated version with Hit, because Hit is now the optimal leader, and he's the optimal friend to bring for the Universal Survival Saga. This, of course, would be the team right here. Lalagami has a long post sort of detailing it. A lot of this is him just really going over, a lot of the numbers, how he got, to figure all this stuff out, going over, because Hit gets us 80% attack buff when the enemy is stunned, right? And then Jiren, one of the things that makes him really good, especially in something like Super Battle Road, is he has the 25% or 30, what is it? It's 25%. Yeah, I've seen medium translate to 25% and 30% for different units. I know Tech Vegito Blue, his medium chance is 25% to perform a super attack. Jiren has 25% to stun all enemies. But if you run Jiren along with Hit, they could be a pretty powerful combo, because if Jiren's passive activates, So all of a sudden then Hit is going to have basically 200% attack, and he's going to be effective against all types, and then Jiren himself will have a guaranteed critical hit. So the two of them are going to be able to deal out absolutely monstrous levels of damage if Jiren's passive activates and stuns the enemies. Now, of course, you can't, not every Dokkan Fest boss can be stunned. Many of the newer ones or top tier ones are immune to stunning, right? But usually within the first couple phases of a fight, you can stun enemies. And then, of course, in Super Battle Road, which many people know is one of the hardest things in the game, you are indeed able to stun. So Jiren and Hit as a combo could be very deadly. I'm very eager to test it out, but I don't think Hit will be on JP for many, many months from now. But I want to see how well Hit performs on Super Battle Road. So again, Lalagami goes over all the numbers, the percentages and the probabilities of, with Jiren and his stun chance and all that. And we get down, I went right by it. Whoopsie. He has the optimal team right here. So it used to be Jiren, LR Goku and Frieza, 17, Evolution Blue Vegeta, UI Goku, God Topo, and then a friend Jiren. Now it's Hit, Jiren, 17, LR Goku and Frieza, God Topo, and then non-Dokkan Awakened Topo, because of course, they have different names, so you can run them both, and then a Hit friend. That will give you a 10.9 million, and then before the team was at 9.6 million. So, obviously, Hit is very good here in terms of providing a lot of extra damage. So again, shoutouts to Lally, and shoutouts to Roller ZZ. So, let's go ahead and take a look at this updated sort of tier list right here. For the most part, a lot, we don't really have to talk too much about a lot of these units down here, right? Like the tech free-to-play Jiren, these different hits, who none of them are really that impressive anyway. We got a bunch of free-to-play units down here, plus, of course, the STR support Kabe, who's obviously not very important for a category team. We got Skinny Boo, who badly needs an awakening. Trunks, Marin, and Goten are a solid card, but they're free-to-play. Bergamo needs an awakening as well. This Ribrianne is very good, but for the Peppy Gala Super Battle Road stage or free-to-play stages or something like that, she's not meant to be a top-tier hard hitter on the Universal Survival Arc team, right? And then there's also the new summonable Ribrianne, who is the Peppy Gal's leader, the best leader in the game for Peppy Gals. But obviously she's not as strong as a lot of the Dokkan Fest units and stuff like that for the Universal Survival Arc. So, moving up to the A tier, we have Tech 17, Giant Ribrianne, and then the free-to-play UI Goku. Again, don't really need to talk about them too much. We have Angel Gold and Frieza here in the S tier. I'm presuming one reason Angel Gold and Frieza is a little bit below down here is because he does lower super-type allies attack by, 15%, I believe? Let me go ahead and take a look here. Yeah, it's 15%. And here's the issue. Basically, the entire team is super types outside of Hit, Angel Gold and Frieza, and the brand new Frost. The brand new Frost is quite good, by the way. But most of the time, you're going to be running pretty much a full super team. So you are really just shooting yourself in the foot by bringing Angel Gold and Frieza. Now, the Boda Magetta cards are actually quite solid. They're here in the S tier as well. And then, of course, we have the summonable. Well, these ones are summonable too, but they're awakenings from SRs. And then this is a brand new summonable Boda Magetta right there. Again, I'm very eager to test out all these cards once they come out to JP in a few months. Speaking about that, by the way, we'll get Gogeta Blue and Broly in about a week's time, I think, on JP. Then probably the next Dokkan Fest after that will be the 4-year anniversary, like the very first day of February or the last day of January. And then after that, maybe Hit would come at the start of March or the end of February, but I certainly would not see him coming before that. Again, it could be quite a while before Hit arrives on GP. Now, looking at the S Plus here, we have Kefla, we got the two Khalifas, yeah, that makes sense for them. We got the summonable Boda Magetta, might as well go ahead and bring him up here, because they are quite good. So what they do is Key 3, attack and defense 100%, and then guard activates against all attacks on HP is 80% or below. So probably a unit that would be very helpful on Super Battle Road. They also raise defense by 30% for 6 turns. They have good links provided, they've got Tournament of Power, they have Fierce Battle, they have Infighter, they got Rival Duo. Rival Duo and Infighter, these are links that will allow them to link up with some of the better units on the category, right? You got God Topo here, you got 17 here, LR Goku and Frieza with Rival Duo. And then Infighter, I believe Jiren has that. Yeah, Jiren does. What other units? Dispo has it. Hit has it. So, these are links that work with quite a lot of the units on the category. So, this Boda Magetta card is actually very, very good. I definitely want to get that one at some point later on here. Let me go ahead and close Angel Freeze out here. All right, so moving on to Dispo. Dispo's solid, but it's just very rare you're going to have an event where he can really build up his passive enough. Because as you guys know, he has an infinitely stacking attack, which is nice, but it does build quite slow. He can be good defensively with his dodge chance, but, S plus is a good tier for him. Tech 18 is very good with her orb changing. I've shown that several times. The Super Saiyan 2 Kabe, one of the better free-to-play units in the game, provided that he's on the Universal Survival Arc team, of course. We have AGL God Goku, a solid unit, but he doesn't fit as well as I would like because he does not have the Tournament of Power link. We have the new Frost here. I really like this Frost card. This guy's not bad. So he gets 3 ki for 6 turns from the start of turn, which is nice. And then I get a 120% attack buff and a 60% defensive buff with a medium chance to stun the enemy when performing a super attack. So he should be able to hit quite hard. Universe 6, Full Power, and Universal Survival Arc. So he's on the Full Power team, huh? They didn't give him Over in a Flash, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But he does have Tournament of Power. So I feel like you probably could get away with running him on the Full Power team, provided you're running UI Goku, you're running Evolution Blue Vegeta, and you're also running LR Goku and Frieza. That will probably work. But I do really like this Frost unit. He also greatly raises attack for 1 turn. Pretty good, pretty good. The only negative is he's got supreme damage, but, not like he's a Dokkan Fest exclusive or anything. Kale, we all know Kale is very good. And then, the rest of the Z tier here for the Universal Survival Arc, you guys should know very well what all of these monsters do. Jiren, 17, LR Goku and Frieza, Evolution Blue Vegeta, UI Goku, God Topo, and then the free-to-play Kale. I feel like I could probably bring up regular Topo and free-to-play Kale. I wonder, I've pulled Topo so many thousands of times, and I've bobbed the 500 extras I've gotten. Maybe I should have hung on to my boy Topo here. I presume we will eventually get another Topo card that will get us, will be TUR. But as of right now, this is the only, real base form Topo there is. Super class allies attack and defense 30%. Yeah, not bad. This Topo is very good. When he awakens, is it all? Yeah, it's all allies. Okay, so that's a nice little buff they gave him on his Dokkan Awakening. Make it that it affects all allies. I do like that. And then, of course, we have the free-to-play Kale, who 30% and 2 ki for Universal Survival Arc. So, of course, she's very good as well. Many, many good free-to-play options for the Universal Survival Arc. Hardest hitter, of course, LR Goku and Frieza. As you guys might know, I consider them the best unit in the game still. They are just absolutely ridiculous. And here's the thing. Hit works great on this team. You could do a Hit and Jiren rotation, a 17 LR Goku and Frieza rotation, and you're off to the races. That team is going to be very, very powerful. So, all in all, I would definitely say they did Hit justice. This is definitely a very, very good hit that has been added into Dokkan. No doubt about that. I was expecting Hit would be busted OP going into the Christmas banner since they decided to release him at Christmas. Initially, on the day to download, I was a bit underwhelmed by him, just because he does a lot that sometimes won't be able to help you out too much. But overall, the damage he can do is very high. If you have him rainbowed, he will certainly be sitting in the 2 million attack stat range pretty much all the time, and he can break 3 million if conditions are right. So, Hit is pretty good. Do I recommend you guys summon for him? Maybe. If possible, I would say you can wait a few days to see what the Broly and Gogeta banners will look like on JP, what those units do before summoning. But Global may have like very timed major discounts, like crazy discounts that'll only be up for a day or two. So it's up to y'all. Hit is good, but here's the other thing too. Hit is not necessary. He is an upgrade for what I consider one of the best teams in the game, but it's still one of the best teams in the game even without Hit. That is an important thing to also mention, right? So it's up to you. Do you want to upgrade one of the best teams in the game already, or can you live, with that team already great, and then maybe, get Blue Gogeta for a Movie Heroes team, whatever it ends up being. So let me know what y'all are, leaning towards. Shout outs to the homies over on the Dokkan subreddit for the very good info as usual, and I will catch y'all in the next one.